Hello and welcome, Guardians. My name is Lobsterman, and today we'll be taking a look at, as you might expect from the title of this video, another faction of the city and the Consensus Council member, the Future War Cult. Now, the Future War Cult is one of the oldest factions in Destiny, tracing their origins back to a time before the collapse and the Dark Age that followed, namely the Golden Age of humanity. The Future War Cult, as it would come to be known, was a collection of researchers on Venus studying the Vex and their simulations and fate calculations. They would come to construct, with the help of a war mind, I shall cover those in their entirety in another video, a device that could perfectly simulate the future. However, using this device would come with some unfortunate side effects. Seeing your future and your eventual demise can cause even the most stable of people to collapse into themselves with fright and panic. This would eventually result in the death and suicide of many a researcher. As such, the war mind attached to the project was authorized to use drugs and other means to help the researchers cope with their visions. Let's take a bit of a closer look on how the device was created in the first place. At some unknown point before the collapse, a group of researchers located in the town of Lhasa had captured a fully functional Vex platform. They would eventually come to realize that the Vex had been able to and actively simulated 227 versions of themselves within it. With the help of the war mind, they were able to free their simulated selves, but in the end, despite the aid from the war mind, the researchers would eventually become unstable and begun to worship the device as some form of god, and would come to form a cult around it. This can be seen in a number of journals left behind by the original founder of the FWC, Maya Sundaresh, namely Ghost Fragment number 5. Record 0. Chasm 52. I heard you, my love. I was at 6, oscillating on the event axis, coordinated with a known manifold. I heard you. You were talking to me. Not me, but another me. Another Maya Sundaresh. You said, my love, so many strange things have happened, and it's been so long. We've come so far. Do you ever want to go home? And I said, not me, but the other me said, my love, I am always home. I'm resigning, my love. I'm done with this work, and I'm done being apart from you. I will see you again soon. I can't take this journal with me, so I've left it for the others and asked them to continue the log. Maybe it will become a tradition, the gospel of our little cult. Maya would become the first person to use the device as seen in the first log recorded in the same fragment. Record 0, Chasm 01. Trial 1, Subject 1. It was an act of stupid loneliness. I used the device on myself because I missed you. We hadn't been apart for more than a year since we've met. I'm not a very good wife, am I? You write me every week, even with all Hyperion's work and all Hyperion's distance keeping you from me, and act like it's not enough. We built the device in mimicry of the Vex gateway system from Ishtar. An observatory, yes, but I think of it as a mind ship, capable of displacing a payload across space and time. The lab is cold and isolated. We are quarantined from the world, physically and mentally. We can't send messages out. If we breach the Vex manifolds, even our world might transmit cogitation. One night last month, I missed you, and so I thought I could look inside the device and find one of the other camos. I thought I could call out to one of the other folks we sent out there to explore. I just wanted to send you my love. The device is fundamental to the core beliefs of the FWC, namely that war is the only consistent factor in the universe, as seen in the main slogan, I suppose you can call it, for the Future War Cult. There is no future but now, no truth but war. As the FWC's main focus is on the constant preparation for the upcoming war with the darkness, and it does this by dedicating its full focus on that task. The FWC also were the only faction to know and warn the city of the upcoming invasion and consecutive Red War that we played through in Destiny 2's main campaigning. The The future Walcott does not have a single leader like of a new monarchy. Instead, they have a council of respected members who collectively decide on their internal policies. It does, of course, have a consensus representative, however, and that individual is a rather mysterious figure. Exo named Lakshmi too, who has seen quite a few horrific events in her life. Supposedly, she was a refugee during the Dark Age and spent much of her time wandering the ruins of Earth. During this time, she would see the House of Wolves burn down the city of London, as well as seeing an order of knights fighting the darkness in Mumbai. Sometime later, she would be rescued by the FWC and began to climb its ranks, and would eventually become its consensus representative once the war cult joined the consensus. Lakshmi too returned to the city following the end of the Red War and rejoined the consensus together with the other members, and began drafting laws and regulations to choose a new speaker. That has been most of the lore of the future war cult. Did I miss anything important? Feel free to tell me what I missed in the comments down below. Next week, we're gonna be diving into the lore of Dead Orbit and the desire to leave the city and look for a new home far from the dangers of the darkness. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.